Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, the Deportations 2 channel. Got a couple clips I want to bring to y'all today, a little bit of reading I need to do, and some information about why Trump is getting sued so frequently, having so many injunctions so at him, having so much of this lawfare coming after him. Before, we thought it was Joe Biden and Jack Smith and a few of the top deep staters all working together to try to get Trump. Well, it's basically the same process this time, except there's no more Jack Smith, no more Joe Biden. A lot of these clowns are gone, but the Democrats in Congress are still getting together and having what they call, I guess we call it a think tank. Not that there's much thinking going on there, but they're putting tanks together weekly in order to try to figure out a way to create havoc with the Trump administration with lawfare and things of that nature. This House Democrat says we meet every single week to try to destroy Trump. So listen to this, folks. I know it's not great news, but it is good to find out where the opposition is coming from. That way we can find a way to stop it.
Every single week, we have a litigation working group where a large group of us, and I'm talking there's maybe 75 members of the House, sit down every single week with the AGs to talk about legal strategy. This is all going on every single week behind.
With the AGs, so we got 25 attorney generals in these left-wing states that are actively trying to, I'm assuming, recruit judges to throw lawfare at Trump over anything they can think of.
Behind the scenes. It is nonstop talk, nonstop introduction of bills and legislation, nonstop being on social media as much as we can without being throttled and without the crazy analytics, and doing all these things.
You are not getting throttled. Fact of the matter is, most people just don't listen to you. The Republicans are the ones. The Republicans are the ones that get throttled. Truth be known, I don't think mainstream media throttles the left. Not that I can tell. They may get a little fact check their community notes, or nobody listens to their channel, or maybe some shady comments, but that's about it. Algorithm doesn't work against the left. That's just a fact, folks. Now, Pete Hegseth and this guy named Witkoff, who's another one working for Trump, have been going round and round with several of the cabinet members, Mike Waltz as well, trying to figure out what the heck is going on because they've been having some leaks happen. Everybody remembers the 18 people uh, on the chat on the group chat about bombing the Houthis happened a couple weeks back, and then we find out that a left wing reporter from I think the Guardian or the Atlantic, I think it was the Atlantic, somehow or another got put on that group chat. It seemed like a strange situation, not really explained very well to anybody when it happened, and we're all still wondering how the hell that happened. Well, I had to assume it was moles and leaks and people that were in the know that shouldn't have been. Well, now we got somebody that is very well the possible suspect that caused that, that set up that reporter to be on the group chat, which was supposed to be talking about, in theory, talking about military action against the Houthis. Now, this guy here has been caught and accused and gotten rid of. An advisor to the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, was put on leave for leaking. As of today, Dan Caldwell was escorted out of the Pentagon on Tuesday for an unauthorized disclosure, according to Reuters. Details of an authorized disclosure are unclear. According to Reuters, this comes after March 21st memo ordering a Pentagon investigation into leaks ordered by Pete Hegseth's chief of staff. So they started looking at who the hell could be leaking. Boom, found it just that quick and easy. Scoop, Dan Caldwell, a senior advisor to the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, has been placed on administrative leave. More to the story to come. And that's what the clown looks like. He's out of there. He's been identified after they tried a leakers probe. As a Dan Caldwell was also part of the Mike Waltz Houthi signal group chat, and it will be interesting to see if his removal was somehow tied into that incident as well. Now, it's a very good possibility he placated or facilitated that as well. Now, we want to talk a little bit about elections. I like talking about elections because I think we're actually doing some good, fixing some stuff. As a matter of fact, Arizona is being forced to take 50,000 ballots and verify citizenship of them, which may affect a couple of races that just happened. We'll have to see. But as of right now, we have 15 counties in Arizona that got sued by Stephen Miller, our hero, and he won. And now these counties are forced to contact these people, find out if they're citizens, and if they're not, they got to do something about them. They got to clean up the voter rolls. 50,000 people are going to be scrutinized at the minimum. And so Arizona looks like they're going to do a better job of cleaning up their voter rolls and keeping the illegals out of the voting process. They're already going to be finding out, I'm sure of this, that illegals did vote. We all know this. They're probably not going to admit too much of it, but they're going to still try to clean the slate, which is still a good thing in itself. All right, let's get into this. This was Fox News talking about preventing foreign election interference, which happened in 2020, like most people don't realize. We now have a pretty simple solution
For these initiatives. Joining us now is Caitlin Sutherland, Americans for Public Trust Executive Director. Here's some states, if we could put up on this map up for everyone to see. This is happening in lots of different places where you can try to find a ban for this. Why does this matter? Because people might not realize that this is even still happening.
Well, good morning, Dana. Thank you so much for having me on. I mean, what we are seeing across the country is sweeping momentum that states are rejecting foreign interference in their states' policies. And it's actually long been the case that foreign nationals are prohibited from influencing our elections. But when we take a closer look at what that actually means, we realize that it's not very comprehensive, and it actually doesn't apply to ballot measures. That is a very dangerous and alarming foreign influence loophole. And when states learn that their state's policies and state's constitution are vulnerable to foreign interference, they're stepping up, they're fighting back, they're taking action, and they're passing bans that are prohibiting foreign nationals and foreign governments from influencing and contributing their state ballot issue campaigns.
So $100 million was spent by the 1630 Fund on ballot initiatives in 25 states. That's $100 million. That's according to the America First Policy Institute 2024 report. What kinds of state initiatives were they trying to influence? What's the topic?
So it's one thing to know that this is not a hypothetical situation. We have been able to trace that, over $100 million of foreign money has flown through the 1630 Fund in these states across the country, and they are working to implement some far left and extremist public policies on issues related to abortion, election law, and other things across the country. Drug policy. They are trying to sidestep the legislative process and get the most extreme version of public policy possible.
But why would they want that, Caitlin?
because they're insane. Now, Mark Elias benefits from this whole election fund as well, and he is one of the cretins. It was mentioned in the probe that was done with the Crossfire Hurricane probe and documents that have been dropped. His name has been mentioned many times, and I believe Mark Elias, from what he's said in the last couple of days on his democracy docket, he's worried shitless about going to jail because he's been implicated in election interference for all his lawsuits that he threw at several states in order to try to sway the election, which he did a great job at it. Not to say it's great, but he worked very hard at stealing the election, no doubt about it. And he's proud of it. And I hope he goes to jail behind it. But I thought I'd bring that up while we're talking about election interference from other countries. There's no reason that Trump should not make some kind of order, hopefully executive order, that bans all 50 states from receiving any kind of election interference from other countries. We don't want their money. They don't need to be involved whatsoever. That's part of the problem we're having right now. Is China has been saturated into our country with their money and corrupted a lot of the people that are running the show. That's why we got what we got now. All right.
Well, because they know that their far left agenda often cannot withstand the scrutiny of a typical legislative process. So they are sidestepping the legislative process, and they are getting these extreme public policy measures on the ballot. and they're using foreign dark money to do it.
So
it's a terrible problem.
Let me read this. This is a statement from the 1630 Fund to Fox. It says 1630 Fund is proud to support ballot initiative campaigns that are working to advance economic opportunity, reproductive rights, and democracy. Our donations
Ballot initiative campaigns. That's another word for harvesting.
to these initiatives are made in compliance with local, state, and federal laws. I'm assuming if these bans go into effect in other states, that would end. I'm just still trying to get to the nut of the problem here, which is, so they support a far left agenda, but what kind of things are they looking for? They want to support like reproductive rights. I'm assuming that is for more abortion access. But when it comes to, they say they want to support democracy. What would that be?
Well, their version of democracy is their bureaucracy. They get the word wrong every time. We're a republic, not a democracy. That's why they're Democrats and we're Republicans. We're not having a democracy, meaning 51% of the people get to decide what the other 49% get. That is not what we're doing with every policy, every procedure. Uh, we're not doing it. If that would be the case, the laws would be ever changing every day, all the time, according to the population shift. And I think the laws ought to be set in stone, like the Constitution. And so this democracy they're screaming about, we're a threat to their democracy. No, we're a threat to their bureaucracy. And in this republic, we should not put up with any more election shenanigans, especially from foreign countries. It should be a given. Shouldn't even have to discuss it. I got a couple more great clips here for you today, folks. Let's see here. This here is my Devoted Patriots 2 channel, if you don't already know, over here on X. Same name as the other one. Bear with me, folks. We got a little spooling issue. Now, Trump says he's got a plan that will help illegals self-deport. Have you heard about this one, folks?
As you probably know, we're doing a self-deportation. And we're going to make it comfortable for people. And we're going to work with those people to come back into our country legally.
¿Está funcionando la autodeportación?
Well,
what he said he's going to do is he's willing to pay for a plane ticket and give them the option later to apply for citizenship if they self-deport. If they say, I'll leave, just give me a plane ticket, I'm out of here, then they'll have opportunity to apply again at a later date. But if not, we're sending them home in chains, dropping them off, and never allowed back. That's good to know. Glad to hear it. Let's see here. Make sure I'm on the right article here. I jump around so much sometimes I lose what I'm doing. No, folks, that's not the right one. We'll move right along. Move right along. Sometimes I open so many pages I forget which one I got open next. But there is a lot going on today, including the fact that Trump administration notifies Congress that they plan to eliminate all public broadcasting, NPR, PBS, out of there. There's no need to fund public broadcasting that has been run by lefties that is pushing stuff on our country that nobody wants, including hatred, racism, and diversity. We're sick of that stuff. So sick of it. Now, there was a couple things more I wanted to bring to y'all today. Let's see here. Now, the Democrats are big mad about the whole fact of the matter is they're not going to win another election. They're not going to be able to cheat like they normally do. And this using these illegals as their voter base is probably not going to work out for them. Now, this is a throwback moment. For all the screaming, throwing a fit, everybody cries about Trump and his deportation people and his rhetoric about what's wrong with our country and what we need to do to fix our country. Listen to this weirdo, Barack Obama, not too many years ago, had some statements that almost sound kind of Trumpian.
Administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one.
Yeah.
Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker.
Yep. Y'all remember when Barack Obama not too long ago was against illegal immigration? He called them undocumented workers, but it's still the same. We all know, folks. All right, folks, I had one more clip I want to bring to y'all today, since we are discussing the border and everything involved with that. So we have a little bit of a recap. We've got a leaker fire today. We got PBS and NPR out of there. We got Barack Obama spouting that borders are good things and illegals are not. And last but not least, we got some information from Trump about if you want to get out of this country and you can't afford a plane ticket, let me know. Self-deport. We'll help you out. We can make this easy and simple. Maybe save us a buck on getting some of these people out of here instead of having to hunt them down. Maybe we can just offer them plane tickets, plane rides at this particular time and location in every city near you. That would be the shit right there. I would love it. But several great things going on today, including the fact that we're winning, folks, whether you know it or not. We are winning. Now, I don't know what the holdup on the going to the Treasury with the cameras is and looking at all of our bars of gold. I remember when Doge's team was talking about handling up on that, and then we looked up and never heard another word about it. Is anybody else concerned about the gold that is or is not in Fort Knox? It's just kind of funny how that went down like that. We talked about it, and it went away. But Doge has been very busy, no doubt about it. They clawed back another couple of $1 billion today, and starting to investigate some real shenanigans going on with a lot of our agencies being totally saturated with the techies that are all a bunch of wokies, including in a lot of our three-lettered agencies that we are slowly but surely finding out. All right, folks. Last clip of the day, folks.
There is nothing I love more than watching the Democrats destroy themselves. They are actually going to roll Joe Biden out tonight for a speech about Social Security because Trump has kicked all the illegal immigrants and all the fraud out of the Social Security system, and the Democrats are just losing their fucking minds because once you cut all the illegals off of Social Security and all the free money they've been getting, guess what? They're deporting themselves. They're all leaving. No more free shit. We don't have to have mass deportations. We don't have to go pick them up. Trump has given them all the incentive to deport themselves, and they already are. Like, they have canceled 3 Latino music festivals around here because they couldn't sell any tickets. Why? Because all the illegals around here, they all went home. Yeah, it's fucking, this is so great. Can you imagine they're gonna roll out Sleepy Joe tonight? What the fuck could he possibly say? He can't even speak. Like, oh my God. And beyond that, dude, they're all screaming about this SAVE Act, like, oh, married women aren't going to be able to vote. What they're going to end up doing, the effect of that is there's liberal women out there that already believe it. Liberal women are now convinced that because they're married, they're not going to be able to vote, so they're not going to go vote, even though they can vote. They are cutting off their own legs. They are convincing their own voters not to go vote, and it's like, just keep doing that. Keep doing that. I've been saying this forever. Cheer on the Democrats and their abject stupidity. This could not be any better for the new party of common sense. We need to, it's not even a conservative party. It's not the Republican Party anymore. Trump has started the party of common sense. That's what we have here, people. This is great.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch Joe Biden just fucking shove his foot in his mouth and stumble around and probably talk about fucking corn pop and some other fucking fake news shit. Like, if you are listening to anything on the mainstream media, like, you need to have your head examined, because go drink some Kool-Aid with Jim Jones. That's literally where you're at if you're getting your information from cable news. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Oh.
And we know this, folks. We watch a little bit of mainstream media for context and for opposition research here on this channel, but not too much. But I do like to get the interviews from people on Fox, some of the people that I listen to, like Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, Stephen Miller, several of Trump's cabinet members when they speak. I do try to catch those interviews. Elon as well. That's what I got for you today, folks. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. Like